What's up, y'all? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he, just taking some time to tell you what's on my mind. Check it out, y'all. I'm going to make this quick because the brother got to get up early in the morning and it is late. But I wanted to bounce this off everybody. I saw this article online earlier today and I'm not sure what to make of this, but I figured I'd throw it out there so you guys can see what this is if you haven't heard about it already. And this article can be found on io9.gizmodo.com. Never heard of it, but here's the headline. Rebels just introduced something we thought we'd never see in Star Wars. Now keep in mind, guys, I've never watched Star Wars Rebels continuously. I've seen scattered here and there a few episodes. It looked pretty good to me. I always told myself I want to get into it. I just never have. But anyway, here's the article, and this is what it involves. It involves the TV show Star Wars Rebels. Okay, so the article goes like this. Monday's penultimate pair of Rebels episodes, Wolves and a Door and A World Between Worlds, revealed a new part of Star Wars mythology we've never seen before. It's something that could potentially change everything on Rebels, but also the movies, all while setting up a finale that will probably do just that. The episode began with Ezra, Hera, Zeb, Sabine, and Chopper making their way across Lothal to its Jedi temple, where Ezra believes he'll find some answers about Kanan's death. By the way, guys, if I mispronounce any of these names, like I said before, it's because I haven't really watched this show, so please forgive me, bear with me. Check it out. Once they arrive, though, they're greeted by a massive Imperial force, led by a mysterious new character named Minister Hayden, voiced by the amazing Malcolm McDowell. Hayden is some kind of Imperial historical authority on the Jedi and the Force, hired by Emperor Palpatine, voiced once again by Ian McDermott. Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty fucking cool. To open this important temple and unlock some kind of massive secret. But, of course, only one person there can actually open it, and his name is Ezra Bridger. When Ezra opens the temple, it is a dark, mysterious place, a near infinite black with thin white lines delineating small passageways. And there are voices, lots of voices. At first, these voices make narrative sense. Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn, Kanan Jarrus, Anakin Skywalker. All Jedi who have existed before this moment in time. But, then we hear Obi-Wan Kenobi talking to Luke Skywalker. And then Princess Leia. Voices from the future. Shit gets interesting. Then Rey. Yes, Rey. And Kylo Ren. Star Wars characters who won't exist in this universe for decades, but whose voices and actions already reverberate in the temple. What is this place? Outside it, Hayden explains to Sabine that the temple is a pathway to all time and space. Whoever controls it controls the universe, so it's no wonder Palpatine wants it. Inside, Ezra watches Ahsoka fight Darth Vader from Rebels 2 seasons ago, reaches back in time and saves her from the falling debris of that temple. I don't know. That's kind of tricky, man. Rebels just introduced Star Wars time travel, canon time travel. In the old expanded universe, time travel was a thing, but it was extremely rare, whether in the form of hyperspace accidents or Jason Solo's flow walking ability. But now it's actually canon. This place makes it possible for people to change the past. Oh man, the implications, man. Did you listen? This place makes it possible for people to change the past. And it's out there right now for almost anyone to access. Ezra even almost uses it to try to save Kanan, which he could have, but Ahsoka talks him out of it, leading Ezra to a lesson we have yet to fully grasp. And yet, that's not all. Palpatine tries to capture Ahsoka and Ezra in the temple, but they both escape to their original time and places, with Ezra yelling to Ahsoka to find him. Then, right before everyone is captured, Ezra closes the temple, making it sink into the ground, inaccessible to anyone, including the Empire, at least for now. The implications of this are just too large to handle. It's way bigger than Luke Skywalker force projecting himself across a galaxy or Princess Leia flying through space. Don't remind me. There is literally a mechanism in Star Wars where if someone can access it, they can change the course of any and everything. It also raises the question, had Ahsoka been dead this whole time? Did the temple crush her and she was gone until Ezra reached back in time and pulled her out of the battle? That would certainly explain her absence, but if that's true, wouldn't bringing her back suddenly change the events of the past 2 seasons? Or is it possible a future Ezra always saves Ahsoka in that moment after her fight with Vader? Okay, now they're getting into the particulars of Star Wars Rebels, which I don't know anything about, so I'm just going to leave the link in the comment section for all of you Star Wars Rebel fans. If you didn't see this article, you can check it out. But I just thought this was interesting because Star Wars and these writers on Rebels have just introduced something into canon that has never been there before, according to this article. And that is the concept of time travel and the ability to be able to manipulate the events of the past and possibly the future. That's really heavy. Now, I don't know if this is some slick shit that Disney is trying now. We have to keep our eye on this because this has now been introduced to canon, like the article says. So is this something that we could see pop up in one of the later movies? Could they possibly tamper with events that have already passed in these movies to change the outcome and rearrange the timeline? That's some big shit, man. I don't know, man. That's kind of like cheating, don't you think? But this could be something that somebody came up with to fix that fucking train wreck that was The Last Jedi. I don't know, man. The possibilities are kind of crazy. But I just figured I'd throw that out there because it is rather interesting. What do you think about it? Let me know. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.